What is going on, clan? Now, I've made a full guide for the base game of Skyrim getting to Platinum, but what kind of guy would I be if I left you without any of the DLC? I'd be an asshole, and honestly, I don't want to be an asshole. So here we are. We're going to start off with the Dawnguard DLC, where you get to be a vampire, and a few other things throughout the DLC. Overall, it's not going to take you too long, especially if you follow this guide. Now guys, if you really want to help me out, it's very easy. All you can do is hit the like button, share the video maybe, at least hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. It basically recommends my video to other people, and eventually I can make more content because I can do this full time. Ultimately that's the goal. So again, help your boy out. If you want to help me out even more and you're in the market for a VPN, you know, always check out my ExpressVPN link. That's all I'll kind of plug, I guess. Other than that, we're just going to dive right into it. Let's get this shit done. Alright, so as I do with most of my guides, I'm going to skip all the unnecessary bullshit because I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to get some trophies with you guys. Now, again, anything that I don't show in the video, it's usually not important. I don't really need to show you how to follow a waypoint. So, first part of the quest is basically called Dawnguard. That is the quest you need to have. If you're doing this after the base game, you're more than likely going to have this quest in your quest log. The quest is given by a guard after you're level 10. If you're before level 10, there's a NPC called Agmir. I'm probably butchering that. And they are located in the Dayspring Canyon. Now you're going to start the quest called Awakening. Follow the waypoint and eventually you'll end up in this cave. Again, I'm skipping everything, but I will show you that the chain is up here in case for some reason you're unable to find that. Now eventually you'll come to like a medieval diabetic test. And this is a bit of a puzzle. And by a bit of a puzzle, I mean like I was able to solve it. And I don't do puzzles, guys. Now all you have to do is press the brazier into the actual flame path. So as you can see towards the edge, the flame stops. And then it lights up a new path. And then you can push it towards the end again. And it's just going to keep lighting a path. That's basically it. I'm going to show you how to do it on screen just in case, you know, some people don't do puzzles like myself, so maybe you just want a bit of assistance. There you go. Alright, after you finish the puzzle, there's going to be a woman that comes out of there, and she's a really good character in the DLC. She's got a lot of plot, as you can see. And as you progress through the plot, this will actually be your first trophy. This is a story-related trophy, and she tells you that she's a vampire. And there it is. We've got the first story-related trophy, Awakening, and we're going to start the Bloodline quest. Now you're going to have to look. What I was trying to say is you need to lead her out, so follow the waypoint and eventually you'll come across a chain to go back to the main world. Now this is why you don't do commentary so late, but I don't really have a choice. Alright guys, eventually you'll head to Lord Harkin, and this is where you first meet him. And he's going to flex on you a bit. I mean, odd boast, but alas, here he goes. Now, I want you to accept his offering to become a vampire. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sounds super badass, right? Being a vampire fucking sucks ass. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. But there's a trophy related to it, and I'm going to try and make it suck a little less ass. So go ahead, accept his gift. He's going to turn you into a vampire by making out with you. That's probably the best part. I'm going to be honest with you. Level with me, guys. And then you'll speak to Gran Morethi, and he's going to... I'm not going to pronounce names from now on, but he's going to give you a quest to fill up the chalice with the Redwater Spring. Now, as you're progressing through the game, just a little bit of a reminder to save yourself a bit of grind towards the end. Whenever you're fighting, just turn into a vampire. Basically, the trophy we're trying to get is to get all of the perks unlocked, which there's 12 of them. And yeah, you just have to master all of them, and you'll see that pops up on the top left. And we need 12 of those. Towards the end, I'm going to show you an easy way to farm them, so it's not a big deal if you don't really do this throughout the DLC, but it does help a little bit. So if you can't be bothered, it's not a real big deal. Alright, keep progressing through the quest line, and you'll eventually come to this building. Now, I'm pretty sure I skipped a lot of bullshit, but you go through this cave, you eventually come to this doorway, which you actually need to be human to open it for whatever reason. I mean, you're a powerful vampire, but yeah, you can't open the door. So pick the lock, it's a master lock. If you did the base game, you'd have a really OP, lock picking item, so that's great. But go ahead and proceed with the quest. Then these bastards jump you, and they think they can take you. Just go ahead and kill them, and then you'll be on the next part of the quest. So after you fill the spring, you'll have these two guys who are traders, and you know what we do with traders around here. So you can turn into a vampire, get some more progress towards your perks, and then that's pretty much it. All right, you'll head back. You'll listen to Harkin. Dribble like a bit of shit, and basically he's gonna have you locate a moth priest. Now you'll go to the objective, and in the College of Winterhold, you'll go in the Arcanum, and you'll find this dude here. Just so you know where to go, it's basically downstairs in the College of Winterhold. And then as you go to the next quest objective, you actually speak with one of the guards to get information on where to search. You kind of want to do it quick because after a while the guards kind of get pissed at you for being a vampire. So yeah, chat with them really fast, run towards the south end of the bridge, and then you can proceed with the quest. Otherwise if you're taking a bit too long, they get pretty pissy about you being a vampire. So you make your way down, you'll see a wagon that was attacked, and you have to investigate the scene. There's, again, waypoints and things like that, but just to kind of show you where it's at, it's not too far south of the bridge, and you want to grab the vampire note and then read it. Alright, and as you go further, you'll eventually find the priest, and to do this, you actually have to be in human form. So you have to actually feed on him, and once you're in human form, if you go into your abilities, you can select in powers, there's a vampire seduction spell, and don't do what I did.
Bruh.
Yeah, so that happened. You can only use it once a day, but you can wait 24 hours if you miss. And I recommend going in first person view if you're trash like me, because yeah, somehow I missed. And he was like a foot away from me. But once he's sedated with the spell, you can actually press X on him to interact and then hit feed. And then, yeah, there you go. You feed on him. You'll eventually head back to the castle with Harkin, and you'll speak with Serana, and yeah, you have a bunch of other quests to do. So after that, follow the waypoint out of the building, and from the castle, if you're actually facing it, you'll be on the Chasing Echoes quest. So as long as you're on this quest, in order to actually go to the quest objective, this is where I do need to show you how to follow a waypoint, because the waypoint is fucked. Thank you, Bethesda. If you go around the left side of the castle, from when you're facing the castle, once you get to this watery area, there's actually a sort of alcove on the right side, and you go in here, and then there's a door you can enter. There's going to be a few enemies, but they're really easy, so just kill them. Eventually, you'll come to this little puzzle, and there's 3 pieces that we need to get for the sundial. The first one's actually over here in this little pond. And then from the pond, facing the moon dial, if you go up the stairs to the left, and then up the stairs again, you're going to find another one over here on the floor by the table. And then keep going around. You can jump down if you want, or just go all the way around. And from the sundial, there's this little garden with a fence, and the other one is hidden against the wall. Grab all 3 of those, and you will see around there you can place the missing crest. And once you've placed all 3, it's going to trigger a door. Well, not a door, like a staircase to a door. It progresses you, okay? You guys get the idea. So you'll have a staircase. You go through a pretty long tower, if I'm honest with you, but eventually you'll come to this room, and there's a waypoint that, doesn't really point to anything, but actually the fireplace, if you turn the candlestick on the left side that isn't lit, it's going to open a secret passage. Keep going through until you get to the next part of the quest. Again, just skipping through because you're just going up the castle. And once you get to this room here, you're going to find a journal on the bookshelf. And once you've done that, it'll progress the quest, and then you can speak with her. And then from here where you found the journal, I'll just give you a big overview of the room. If you come up the stairs to your right, there's a few things we need to collect. The first one is actually the soul gem shards. Make sure it says that, otherwise it's not going to count. That is actually a nightmare to say for some reason. Head up the stairs and go to these, I guess like this top area with bookshelves. And if you zoom in on this one, it's going to say purified void salts. You have to be pointing in a certain direction. And then once you have all of the ingredients, you can come over to the vessel and then place them in there. And this is going to create a portal in the center of the room.
Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go?
You can skip all the dialogue if you'd like. Just tell her that you're ready. Eventually, you'll come down to this world. And this part was a little bit dodgy for me, to be completely honest. But you have to kill, 3 boneyard keepers. They all have waypoints, so I won't really show you how to get to them. As you can see, the first 2 were kind of easy to get to. This one shows a waypoint to the portal. If you actually walk into it, it's going to teleport you up top. And then the bone keeper's actually up above. So I guess I'll show you one, since that could be confusing. I just want to try and make it as easy as possible for you guys. But he's just up at the very top. Once you kill 3 of them, you'll head back to her. And I actually had this part glitch on me, so I'm going to show you how I fixed it in case it happens to you as well, because it was a bit annoying. Once you make it back to Valerica, I'm assuming, is that how you pronounce that? Anyways, yeah, she was like not wanting to talk to me at all. Alright guys, so how I fixed the glitch in case it happens to you as well. As you can see, she doesn't want anything to do with me. Well, when in doubt, shout. So we're going to equip the Unrelenting Force shout. And what we need to do is just shout her into next century. So we'll go ahead and charge that up and give her a good smack. And then I was wondering if it was working here, because I was hoping this would fix it. And it actually doesn't right away. So what you do is once she stands up, after you've shouted at her, you can then press the wait option, which again is the touchpad, and then just wait an hour. She'll kind of move around, and then it should fix it. I'm not going to say it's going to work, but that's what worked for me. Hopefully it works for you, or hopefully she just doesn't glitch out, But again, it's a Bethesda game, so don't really hold your breath. Anyways, after you get past that part, if you did easily, hopefully, you will kill this dragon. Jesus Christ, was that my frames? Well, anyways, you'll kill the dragon, and then you can move on to the next part of the quest. You actually learn a shout here that we're going to use a bit later for a trophy. So you'll have this part here with the dragon, and it's going to be to actually summon him. Now, we're not going to summon him yet. I'll summon him a bit later in the guide, and I'll show you how to actually get the trophy. But make sure you do that part. And then in order to leave this area, the easiest way I found was to track a quest that's outside of this world, or however you want to describe it, this instance. So for example, if you track a quest, it'll show a new marker, and you can follow that marker all the way to the end, and eventually you'll find the stairs back out of the portal, and then you have to go down through the castle again. But you should also get another story related trophy. Going back through the castle kind of sucks ass, but it is what it is. Eventually you will come across this quest here, and you'll have to interact with the draw knife, and then you'll have to grab some bark from a tree and then pick up 7 moth swarms. There's actually one right by the tree. All you have to do is walk near them and you'll grab one. So after you grab the one that's near the tree, I'm just going to quickly show you where there's more so you can get all 7. There was one to the right of me which I missed, so I think there's more than 7. But I'll quickly show you some in case for some reason you're struggling, which you really shouldn't be, to be honest. This part was pretty easy. So I ran up the stairs, and I actually went over to the left here with these rocks, and I jumped down into the stream, and there was another swarm. And then I went up these rocks to go up this path, and there was another one right by the start of that path. And then up the stairs, I could see there were some hanging off the ledge right here, so I just quickly grabbed them and then went right back up the stairs. And then there were some to the right of those stairs. And then we only needed one left, which I ran over here and I grabbed them. So there's a few you can grab. You honestly should not struggle with that. And then if you're up there, you can just jump down and proceed with the quest. Eventually, the quest will lead you to a cave that you probably haven't explored, and you can fast travel to the nearest landmark and then make your way there. And what you need to do is start using the shout to summon him there. So what you do is you equip his summon shout that he gave you when you were in that realm thing. Go ahead and summon him. He will spawn on the ground, and then you can just wait some hours until you can do it again. That just speeds up the recharge of the shout. And then again, you can do it again. And once you have the last shout, it'll summon him. And each time you're summoning him, he's basically teaching you the words of a shout. And once you've learned all of the words of the shout, that's actually going to be what triggers the trophy. So make sure you do that. You do, I think, need a sort of big area to summon him in, or otherwise it doesn't work. So just try it in a sort of open area. But after you finish the dialogue with him, that's going to pop another trophy. Alright, as we go through the quest, you'll come through this cave. Again, this is just skipping a lot of the nonsense that you don't need to see. We are locating Auriel's bow, and you'll come to this guy. If you're vampire, you need to speak to him in human form, of course. And as you go through this questing area, they open up these portals for you that are inside these shrines. So go ahead and go through all the dialogue. I'm just sort of showing you as a reference point that you should be up to this point of the quest. And then eventually you'll have these kind of shrines pop up, and they have portals within them. And you'll need to survive the Darkfall Passage, make your way all the way through, and eventually you'll have to start drawing water from the basin. And you need 5 of them in total. They all have quest markers, so don't really need to show you where they're at. But eventually, after you get 3 of them, there's going to be this cave that you go through, so it should show a waypoint. And you'll go to a glacial crevice, and then through the glacial crevice, you can just run past everything, and you'll go to the Forgotten Vale. You'll be on the opposite side, which has another shrine. And inside the shrine is another basin that you can, extract some water from. After you've done all 5 of them, which again, they all have waypoints, so you should be fine grabbing these, you'll eventually come to a part where you meet the Lich King. Now, once you meet him, you'll see a bunch of statues around him and things like that. He's going to make those come alive, and you'll have to kill them. And after you finish all of this sort of fight sequence with him, you'll eventually be where Auriel's bow is. And Auriel's bow? Auriel's. You get the idea. Grab the bow, and that'll be the end of that quest. The bow will be used later for a trophy, and if you don't pause it now, the next scene is a spoiler. If that matters to you because you're following a guide. But yeah, you kill Lord Harkin, give him a nice little teabag, and after you do that, you'll get another story-related quest, which is pretty much concludes the DLC, really, after you do that. The rest of the things are kind of miscellaneous things that we need to take care of. Now, after you do that quest and you kill Lord Harkin, you'll come down to the very south end of the map. You'll see where this city here is on the left side, and then down below you'll have, I'm not pronouncing that, what the fuck? I'm not pronouncing that, guys, but you can see it here. You've got the town on the left side. You can teleport and then come to this ruin. And yeah, man, dude, it's literally named after like the sound you make when you cough. And yeah, you have to reach the summit, and there'll be these little, they're not even really puzzles, but basically you have to solve a tonal lock, and to do that you need a bow or magic attacks. So you can use either if you don't have a bow. And you just aim your bow or your magic attacks at the spinning dials, and that's literally the puzzle. I mean, you guys got this, honestly. Once you've hit all 5, it's going to open the doors and you can make your way through the left. And there's a few things we need to grab for these quests. They're basically going to be these fragments. Shards, rather. That's what I meant to say. So you're going to be grabbing these Aetherium shards and then just continuing on with the quest because we need more of them to actually complete the quest. So that's going to be 1 of 4. Go ahead and go through all the dialogue and then make your way outside. There's always a shortcut out as well. They tend to show you. And follow the waypoint to the storeroom, and this is where you can get another shard if you just pick the lock. Once you've picked the lock, there's going to be another shard there, so that should be 2 out of 4. And then again, go through the dialogue, and eventually you'll come through this kind of dungeon. If you press the 3rd button from the left, It's going to open this gate. So you're going through a giant dungeon. I'm not going to show all of that, but eventually as you go through the dungeon, you'll come across this area here with a bridge. And we have to remove the leg from the gear here because we're trying to basically open up the door for the bridge. And if you go to the gear over here, there's another item in there. You just press X to remove them. We're not going to kill him because he's beneath us. We'll just let our little minion do it. And then on the left side, there's going to be another item in the gear. I say item, but it's like body parts. So yeah, you're just removing body parts from the gear. And then our final one's actually inside the water. As you dive in, if you turn around and it's on this side where the main entrance of the bridge is, if I can spit that out, is the Dwarven Scrap. So sort of on the side with the stairs, you'll see the Dwarven Scrap that's blocking the gear. You can make your way back up on top of the bridge. And then when you press the button, it should actually have power now to open the door and the bridge. Well, the door is the bridge. And then just give them a good old smack in the face and proceed to the quest objective, which is another Aetherium shard. There's a lever there, you idiot. And then to the right of there is going to be our third Aetherium shard. You can kill them and then grab your third Aetherium shard, and directly across from that area is actually a gate, and it has a lift that takes you outside of the area. And try not to get bitch smacked by the gate like I did. Now once you make your way out, go ahead and open your map, and you'll see again from the northeast of Markarth, you can see Markarth in the left side of the map. You want to come up to this area here. Again, I'm not pronouncing that. But as you can see, I'm a bit north of that shrine. So you can see where it's at on the map and then head there if you don't have it unlocked for fast travel. And you'll come across this bridge type thing with some mountains. Climb up towards the top. And at the very top, there's going to be a little stair pedestal type thing, and that actually has our final Aetherium shard on it. So this should have 4 out of 4 for you. That should be all of them. That's going to progress the quest to go to the actual Aetherium Forge. It does put a quest marker on the map as well, so that way if you're not sure where to go, just follow the quest marker and you will be set. Once you make your way there, you have to clear out some enemies. Again, it should be really easy. And then go ahead and the actual hitbox for this was like super dodgy. But you'll activate the mechanism to put all of the Aetherium shards in there. And that's going to trigger this to get into the Aetherium Forge. So it'll actually create an opening for you to enter the Forge. So it says to stand clear. And then after that, this is going to shoot up with an entrance. And there's going to be a lift for you to take. So to progress with the quest, take the lift down. And once you make your way in, there's going to be another one of those puzzles, if you can call it that. And again, you just shoot the dials and it's going to open the gate. That one should only have 2. And then you can just run through the gate, just to show you in case you're stuck. Eventually you'll come to this giant forge area with a bunch of enemies. If you kill them, you'll have crafting materials on the right side. Then you can head back to the main forge and actually craft the item you're supposed to craft for the quest. Now, once you craft whatever item you want, that's actually going to pop another trophy. So this is another story type related trophy. I believe this was for a side quest. So yeah, make sure you do this one. Otherwise, well, you don't miss the trophy, but if you want all the trophies, just do this, okay? And after, the bit of dialogue with them, your trophy should pop. You should get the Lost to the Ages trophy. After that, a stairway will open up and you can make your way out of the area. Alright guys, so after that, we are getting really close to the end of the DLC already. As I said, you guys would smash through it. And we're going to do the annoying vampire trophy next. And yeah, we're going to make it less annoying by kind of using an item to our advantage. Now, there's some perks you want to try and get first. Well, not even first, but you want to try to unlock them. And the reason being is it's going to help us do this trick with the item to get the perks faster. So you want to have Night Cloak. And you also want to have Summon Gargoyle. So Night Cloak at the very top and Summon Gargoyle to the right. You need, I believe, 5 perks to do that, possibly 6. Again, I don't have the best math. No, that was 5. So you need at least 5 perks. And what you want to do if you don't have that is I'm going to show you some farming places. You can either go across the map to like hideouts and just start killing them. If you hold the attack options while you're next to an enemy, you'll actually start making out, biting them. And then, yeah, you'll get perks that way as well. And another way to do it is you can go into towns and just start killing people. Now, obviously that's bad if you kill important people and things like that, so you might want to make a save to reload. But for example, I went to Riften and all these guards came in this building and I just started going to town on them, and I was just living through it. So that's an option as well. As you can see, my Vampire Lord perks are, just shooting up over on the left. Once you have enough perks to buy Night Cloak and Summon Gargoyle, then you're basically set to do this, I don't really want to say exploit, but we're just sort of using an item to make the perks come a bit easier without, much more effort than killing a bunch of guards and stuff like that. Alright, so what you want to do is inside the castle, you want to ask an NPC in there what you can do to help. You should have a quest that says speak with Vingalmo for an assignment, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anyways, speak with him. He's going to give you a quest that gives you a random target to turn into a vampire. Now, you can just follow the quest marker for this, that's fine. So you might not actually have the target that I have. For example, he makes me turn Haran into a vampire. But if you don't get Haran, that's fine. Just go ahead and complete the quest. We have to do a few quests to get this item. That's the only downside to it, but the quests are extremely fast. So as you can see, I found Haran, turned her to a vampire, and again, your target may differ than mine. And after you've done that, complete the quest by going back to the castle and speaking with Vingalmo again. And after you've done that, you want to look for another NPC that you can speak to. So for example, I'm just kind of looking around. Ferran Sadri is the guy that's actually going to give us the quest that we need. But he might still give you another quest beforehand. As you can see, it's telling me to speak with Garan. So we're going to go speak with him. He's going to give us a quest to take out some leaders. And this may happen for you as well. So again, we're just following all of these little mini kind of help quests that we're doing for the keep. And you should get destroying the Dawn Guard. And you'll have to kill the Dawn Guard leaders. Follow the quest objective. You kill them. It's that easy. Once you've done those 2 quests by turning one to a vampire and killing the leaders, when you ask for help again, you should get one that tells you to speak to Ferran. That's the one we need. So he's going to be the one that gives us the item we need for the, we'll just call it a glitch or an exploit, whatever you want to call it. He's basically tasking you with finding these 2 amulets, and one of them is an amulet of bats, and one of them is amulet of gargoyle. And again, it'll show you waypoints where to get these. And they'll either be in a chest or they'll be actually on one of the bodies. For example, the amulet of bats. But the one that we want to use is the amulet of the gargoyle. Now, after you grab the amulet, go ahead and let her know that you want to part ways if you have Serana following you. And the reason is you don't want a companion for this, because whenever you have a companion, the enemies are actually stronger to kind of compensate for that. So we want the enemy to be weak so we can one-shot them. So again, if she's following you, tell her that you don't need her at the moment and she will go away. Now, here is how we actually do it. So what you want to do is go into the items and equip the amulet of the gargoyle. And again, you should have the perk Night Cloak and Summon Gargoyle. If you don't have those, you do need to farm for them in order to do this. But it's going to make the remainder of the perks that you need much easier. Once you're in Vampire Lord form, you're going to use the Summon Gargoyle spell. And you can just use the left trigger to do that. And there's going to be a gargoyle that pops out of the portal. As you can see, when I use the Summon Gargoyle spell, there's actually a gargoyle that's not in the portal. He's sort of on the outside. That's the one you want to kill, because as you can see, it says Lifeblood Absorbed. And you'll eventually get into a rhythm, and you'll always see that one gargoyle that doesn't actually spawn in the portal. He spawns on the outside. I don't know why the hell they were beating the shit out of my horse, but that's fine. It's just, that much easier to just start smacking them. But just keep doing this for a bit. It's very easy. If for some reason you run out of mana, you can always wait, and then that's going to recharge it instantly. But you can literally just keep grinding that same gargoyle. So you're only killing the one that spawns outside, and then you're just resummoning them, which causes the other one to despawn, and then the one from the outside of the portal can be killed again. And you're literally just repeating that. I think it takes 15 to 20 minutes, and this would take a lot longer if you were doing it legitimately and finding enemies. So hopefully this helped you guys, and if you do like that, then go ahead and leave a like on the video now if you haven't yet. Rumor has it that if you do like the video, you will be blessed with more trophies, and that's always a good thing. Alright, so as you can see, we have 4 perks. So again, this is how you do it. I think I've shown enough. I won't overdo it, but that's all you have to do. Use that gargoyle necklace. Keep killing the gargoyle until you have all of the Vampire Lord perks. Now, once you have all of the perks, all you have to actually do is learn everything. So you just go into your skill tree, make sure you use everything. You should need 12 skills in total, or 12 perks, sorry. After you learn all 12 of them, and you exit the menu, shortly after you should get the Vampire Mastered trophy. So that's a pretty annoying one, so thankfully we got that out of the way, and we can move on. Alright guys, so next up we are going to work on becoming human again. So what you want to do before you actually leave the castle area is head inside and go the route that I'm taking you. You'll know you're going the right way when you see that body on the table. And down here is where they keep the vampire cattle that you can feed on to kind of satisfy your hunger. You want to do that before you leave because we have to go in a town, and when you're blood starved, you actually get the guards like really pissed off and they attack you. So you just want to do that before you leave, just to save you a bit of trouble. And then you want to go all the way south of the map to Falkreath. We're going to basically work on becoming human, so we need to get this quest. And if you go to the Dead Man's Drink Inn inside of Falkreath, you're going to speak with the innkeeper, and you're going to keep asking until you get a certain quest. So select the option, have you heard any rumors lately? And you know, you're going to want a specific quest, so just keep clicking that until you see the quest started, Rising at Dawn. So Rising at Dawn is the quest you're looking for, which is to speak to Falion. He's actually going to be the one that teaches us to become human, or shows us how to become human. Now from here, what you want to do after you've grabbed that quest is head to the marker, which is near the Morthal city. So towards the north side of the map, Falion will be there in Morthal. Have a chat with him, and he's going to tell you that you need a black-filled soul gem. And he actually sells a black soul gem as well. So we're going to buy that because we need to fill it so we can actually become human. Alright, he'll tell you it's useless without a soul. So what you have to do is go find an enemy, and you need the soul trap spell. He actually sells the soul trap spell as well if you do need it. Or you can go to any kind of mage vendor. But once you found an enemy, go ahead and use the soul trap spell on them. And once you've used it on them, when they die, you'll see a pop-up on the left side that says soul gem filled, or sorry, soul captured. And that's going to show you that it's been filled. You'll head back to Falion. And again, I'll show you right here. He does actually sell the spell soul trap if for whatever reason you need it. So there you go. You can grab it off him if you do need to. But if you do have the filled soul gem and you did everything you're supposed to, go ahead and let him know. And then you will have to meet him at a certain area at dawn. Alright guys, so once you get there, you can wait until dawn so that way you can see Falion. You'll speak with him, go through the dialogue, and then he will start the ritual to convert you. This is great because we don't have to be a vampire anymore. He'll just say,
turn around and tell those people, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
But on a serious note, being a vampire fucking sucks. So after he finishes all of his dialogue, you'll notice your eyes change from that red sort of vampiric type look back to human. That's great. So it's going to fade out, and then you'll wake back up and you'll be human. And I'm pretty sure he's gone. No, he's there. So yeah, he just says the ritual is complete. And yeah, there you go. You completed Rising at Dawn. This is a repeatable quest, so if you do need to go back to vampirism, you can contract it and then just do it again. Now, if for some reason you didn't do the werewolf trophy in the base game and you're doing it now, you can just become a werewolf again if you've done the quest line by going inside here and speaking with the huntress, for example, Alia, and just ask her to give you the gift of the beast blood again, and she'll just give it to you right there. The beast blood thing, that is, not the other thing that you were thinking of when I said that. And as you can see, you have beast form unlocked again, and you can just use it, and there you go. If you need to go for the werewolf trophy, it's the same concept. Just make a backup save, go into the major cities, and just start eating everyone. And whenever you feed on them, you get progress towards your perks. I do have the trophy in the base game guide, so if you need to, you can check that out, and it has timestamps in the description as well. Alright, so what you want to do is fast travel to Riften, head to the main center of the town, and you can wait until it's a sunny day, so just use the wait option, and then pull out Oriel's bow and equip the blood-cursed elven arrows, which is pretty much like a shootable sunblock. And there you go, you get Oriel's bow trophy. And now you only have one trophy left, and we're done with the DLC. Well, the Dawnguard DLC, that is. I've got the other ones coming for you guys shortly. After that, you can head over here, and we're going to make our way into the Thieves Guild for the final trophy. Now, we cause a lot of havoc as a vampire, so I think we need to lay a bit low, and we need to change how we look, so that way we can, get rid of all that heat. So what you want to do is go into the Thieves Guild and make your way into the actual Ragged Flagon, and in here there's going to be a lady that if you speak to her, you can actually change how you look. Now, let's be honest, there's not enough magic in the world to fix how I look. However, it is for a trophy. This is our last one, and I've got the other DLC coming soon. So if you are one of my real ones who made it all the way to the end of the video, why don't you let me know by leaving a comment below that says $5 sucky sucky. It only seems fitting, being that we are vampire the whole DLC. Other than that, guys, I do want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys so much. Like the video if you can. It does help me out. It helps my videos reach other audiences and other people. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. I will catch you in the next one, and thank you again. And as always, I really appreciate my channel members. Thank you guys so much for supporting me as always. Richard Watts and Samurai Zwei. I love you guys.